Look at KT.
Hi.
Hey. What is it?
I'm trying to figure out, like,
She was like, what was that?
I'm like, did I miss something, or was it supposed to be like that? I'm like, hold on, I can't.
Good evening, everybody.
Sierra.
She at the gym, baby. She is pouring into herself. Okay, she's getting a head start on her personal.
I'm almost done. Amen.
I see. What?
I'm almost done.
That's the best work I ever seen. The curls is pop. I ain't never seen no workout like that. Get it, girl.
Hey, no, FloJo already showed us you can be pretty, you can be done up, get your nails done. She had on her jewelry, her rings. You couldn't tell FloJo nothing. Okay.
I'm gonna put this camera down, y'all. I'm here.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody.
Let me make sure my stuff isn't on.
You sound like a bug.
Yeah, it's not clear at all.
No, it's not.
Oh, here comes Will.
Hey, Sierra, come back, because my viewer count just went like to 20. So come back. Don't go away. There we go.
No, I'm gonna sit down in a few minutes.
No. Don't do nothing. Stay right there.
No, that's right. Oh, he is so ignorant.
I'm taking it down.
Oh, you switch? If it kept you looking at her. Okay. No, because it kept like freezing. It was like freezing with your head down, and then it freeze with your head look, and then it would freeze with your head down. Oh my goodness, these technical difficulties. I'm
conscious and aware of the freezing, and I know Will is gonna like try to get me on camera, so I just like try to be conscious. Like, don't see.
He being petty
because he want to catch me like that, and you're not about to catch me.
Right.
Man, how's everybody's day today? How is everybody?
Really good.
Great. It thought it was gonna get me. Had my bones a little. But yeah, I made it.
In the rain.
Yeah,
yes. Arthur. It's like I'm
yeah.
It got hot here all of a sudden. It's like 60 something, 70 something, I think. We turned the air on and everything. Like,
that was yesterday. It made it to 90 yesterday, but today is back to what, 40, 50? It's kind of cold today.
Yeah,
I'm in Ohio. We haven't gotten to 90 yet, I don't think. I think the highest we got was like 80 something.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's been pretty humid. The pollen been crazy.
It had gotten that hot here, which was, I mean, that was pretty dope. It was really a nice day.
It was
really a nice day.
My lettuce is flourishing. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. I can't wait. I still probably got like about a month or so before I could really start like picking anything out of what I planted. But oh yeah, it's coming. Yeah, everything's coming along really nice. My cucumbers, they look like struggling. The leaves were like flourishing, but now they kind of like shriveling up and dying. I gotta check and see what's up with that. I might need to fertilize them a little bit. But like you know, the little organic, just like the stuff that you would put on like vegetables. So not like this for tomatoes and stuff. It's like phosphorus, but
outside or inside?
They're outside. And I thought it was because it was probably getting like too much direct sunlight, but cucumbers, like they supposed to do pretty good in the sun. So it might be a soil nutrition issue because when you water plain water, the water basically drains all the nutrients out of the soil. So I might just got to put a little bit of the fertilizer.
Okay.
I'm looking at Sierra. Sierra is mastering singleness. Everybody, she is mastering singleness. She is showing you guys how to master that singleness. Get yourself under control, the routine, and become consistent. And you know how you do one thing, like Doc Ock say, is how you do everything. So you want to be consistent with choosing your belief systems over your appetites. And man, like today's show is kind of it's kind of one of them today. I like Tyron is had picked the topic. He's out for today. Shout out to Tyron Joe. He got to work tonight, so the ladies is rocking it. Well, excuse me, the queens are rocking it tonight in his absence. But he desired to discuss kingdom expectations today, and in that a few of them came like just within the last hour. Like, okay, we're gonna really focus on kingdom expectations, and I'll ask you guys first before I, kind of like jump out there. What are some kingdom expectations in relationship? What would you say is a kingdom expectation? Because we know that, of course, you shouldn't have any expectations in life, right? However, there are some expectations. There's some things you can expect or almost predict will occur. Similar to how you can predict, in a sense, success, you can predict failure. And so there are some expectations. So what do you guys think are some kingdom expectations to note?
Oh, I was waiting, I was waiting. I was trying to let y'all go first.
Oh, I thought the screen froze.
I'll start off then. It froze. The screen froze. Okay. I would say,
go ahead.
Like love, like come in a relationship or any, relationship with love. Like order, like self-control, respect. That's some of them. That's about it for me.
I would definitely say like honesty, integrity.
Anybody else?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I would definitely say like honesty, integrity, morals, that type of thing. Those are some things you would expect. Those are some decent expectations to come into a like manners, like Sis said, respect. Those type of things that you would expect in coming into a situation or meeting somebody, or just even communicating. You would expect that. That's what I would think.
I expect the capacity and the effort for personal growth. Because like when I really thought about like why a lot of my like friendships, relationships, all that stuff, why those things didn't last, why they crashed and burned, if that was what they did, is because I was in a very vigorous growth phase and they weren't, and they couldn't handle it. And then they never really got into a growth phase, and I continued to grow. And like, if one person is growing, and even if both people are growing, sometimes you will grow apart, but you can respect someone who grew apart from you simultaneously. Not you just ended up growing and just kind of left them, where you met them. But, y'all were growing. Right. So, you should be growing independently of the other person. As much as you want to be with them, and stay with them, if your growth pulls you in a direction away from them, sometimes clinging to that connection can actually damage it.
Yes.
And if you're meant to, to part ways, then do that. And then when you're meant to be back, y'all will come back together. And that was another thing that kind of like ran a lot of my relationships into the ground, is like when it was time for them to end, I didn't allow them to end, or I didn't end them. So I really paid the cost of dragging things out and forcing things forward as well.
That's true. It's better now. I'm learning to get out of a situation, like you said, ahead on, early time. Don't drag it out. Don't, because that's where the damage and the bitterness and all this stuff, broken the spirits, that's where all that stuff occur at. But if you just get out of a situation and respect the fact that y'all growing apart, respect the fact that it's separation, you'll come out a whole lot better, way faster too. Because if you by chance meet another individual, they can read you like a book. They can see, your damaged part. They'll tell you, your spirit ain't right. You're talking about this person too much. There's overclouding your mind, and it's a major turnoff. So, yeah, you're right.
I want to.
Stop! Get out of there! Talking about Frozen. Not playing with Sunny Bunny.
So Mary done left the show.
She frozen.
She frozen all together.
There we go. Okay.
No. KT, as you were saying,
I cannot get on out of here. Go get on out of here. Get now. Shoot.
I want to add.
Now, as we were saying, Queens.
As we were saying, I want to add patience.
Yeah.
Like patience. I find myself in, relationships that I have no patience, or just not even in relationships. It's just in general situations that I have no patience. So that's what I want to try to learn, is just to have more patience, and just to be patient with that person. Like, say, for instance, like if that person going through something, I want to be a little bit more, have more patience, like far as understanding what that person going through. Sometimes people just tend to like focus on their problems, and or they want somebody to hear their problems, but they don't want to focus, or they don't want to hear other people's problems. Now sometimes it can be overbearing, because some people just but I try to be a little bit more understanding, like not get frustrated when people, because I get frustrated.
Nancy's,
yeah,
the complaining Karens, like do you ever have anything going right in your life? My toenail grew in, and then my edges blew out, and my tire broke. I'm like,
or you have those people, like if you're going through something, you have those people like, that happened to me, like.
Then they gotta trump your story. Oh yeah, and then when that happened, my arm sent all the way around.
Like, stay focused on talking about me if we could. But, yeah. So I was saying that I was in the car accident.
No, but that's exactly, yeah.
So
the people who come to give advice and end up taking all your time.
Yeah,
I didn't ask for the advice. Why are you giving me? Well, no, I just thought you should know, because
Right.
I used to be one of them people.
Thank you.
trying to, be the problem solver.
Kingdom expectations.
The one thing about solve other people's problems, they ain't even ask you. I said they trying to solve, but they ain't even ask you. They just want your listening ear. I had to learn.
That's
that.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. No, that's the truth. That's the truth. Some people don't want resolve.
Yeah. And that ain't what they wanted neither. And then you mad because they didn't appreciate the help you gave by solving their problem for them. Like, well, they didn't ask you to solve. Now what are they going to complain about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm telling you.
People don't want their problems to be solved. They want to continue complaining.
No. They find glory in being a victim.
Yes.
They like that.
Yeah.
They like
exactly.
that. I'm telling you. They
That's
only tell
why
you what's going on because they want you to be on their side. That's about it. They don't really.
Yeah, but that's why when there is someone that you're trying to lend support to, you ask them what type of support do they expect from you? Yes. Because that's the thing. We project our expectations onto other people. Oh, if I were in this position, I would want someone to treat me like this. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it comes from the place you're going off of what you know how to treat you, but you're not treating you. You're treating the other person. Come on, so you have to ask the person. Ask them. How do you want me to treat you in this situation?
True.
And it's okay. It might be awkward at first, but trust me, if you do the right thing after whatever they answer, the awkwardness will quickly go away, and then you'll never have to be awkward about that again because you already know what they want from you.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
For real. Again, it cuts into so much of the miscommunication that we have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Every situation that you have just with people, at the minimum level, there is a communication error. There's a communication issue that both people played a part in. So when you're in relationship, expect to be wrong. Expect that both people played a part in whatever the issue is, even if it's on a communicative level. Wrong. Some people just because I've been around this person so long, I just fail to ask. Every time talk, you could totally misread an entire situation because you're trying to base it on something from the past. And just think about science. This is why it takes long times to have clinical trials for vaccination. Just putting that out there for free.
Because y'all do know that if y'all got that vaccination, y'all are a part of a clinical trial.
You're part of a clinical trial.
You are. No, you are. They have you sign off on their experimental paperwork and they liability releases and all of that stuff because you're an experiment. Thank y'all though. So when they go and revamp it and fix it and get all the stuff out that mess everybody up, I'm gonna slide right in there.
That's why I said I'm not in a hurry to go take one. I'm like,
you will appreciate it though.
You're gonna be like calling Karen Thomas. You the last person. Oh, okay, here I go.
She said you the last person. Baby.
She is not offering herself as tribute.
Since you definitely said something, I remember I had a king in a relationship. He came to me. He said, "You know God. I thought you would have more patience with me. Pull my card." I'm like,
"You want to pull it out?"
I'm like, "Don't put God in this." And he's like, "You're the one who you know God. Mm-hmm. I thought you'd have more patience with me." I'm like,
"Please don't."
So now he's expecting the mercy that he's not giving you.
Listen, hello.
Because I feel like we talked about this in one of those conferences that we had, the Beatitudes. Oh, he definitely says that. He absolutely says that.
Yeah.
The merciful get mercy. Uh-huh. He almost verbatim says that. Yes, so if you want mercy, you have to give it. If you want compassion, you have to give it.
Right.
All right.
Because you might have been getting it all along, but because you weren't doing it, you didn't recognize it.
Thank you. Let's check your investments. And that's the truth.
I know,
that puts us into again, expect when you're in a relationship, expect to give. Stop showing up to take. Stop showing up to profit. You are here to give of yourself freely. So expect to give. We come into this thing trying to take. And won't admit
and a lot of people, they feel like, oh no, if I give or I'm giving more, person, and not going to be the one to give it,
right,
because people feel like they getting less than
right,
what they giving. So,
right.
Well, because who is that? It was one of them. I feel like it was in Bible study that one Tuesday when he was talking about the one who gave, like, she was like poor or something, and they were coming to give their offerings, and she only had like 2 pence or something like that, and she put it in there. He was like, well, why didn't you just let her keep it? Like, no, she came to give, and that's what she had to give. Just because it's less than what somebody else had to give doesn't mean it's of lesser value.
Thank you. Absolutely.
The value that's placed on the giving and the thing given is from the act of giving it.
That's
like
it.
Wholeheartedly.
That's it.
Remember last week we was talking about wholehearted, whole mind.
Hello, sis. Come on the team.
Give it completely.
And
don't be Indian giving, trying to snatch it back with the string on the quarter.
That's what folks do. That's what folks do. It's a place for a motive check. It's a motive check. Why are you doing what it is that you are doing? You know what I'm saying? Why
they're trying to put in investments for later favors and stuff like that. No, this is not a favor investment. No, thank you. I appreciate you.
People do that. Yeah.
For later, yes.
People do that.
Remember when I had
and they be mad because they don't get nothing back.
And I didn't ask you to. I didn't request it. It wasn't a favor or nothing. Like, I thought that was a gift. Yeah. Remember when I took you out for your birthday? What?
Come on.
That was on conditions.
Oh, it's my fault for being born, huh?
No. On conditions,
no. And the whole mentality, in a relationship is showing up to work to do your job. So you can't be checking for if somebody else doing their job. That's like showing up to work like, I ain't going to work today because Tasha ain't coming today. That's some childish stuff. Only the children don't go to work when they free and don't show up for it. I got bills to pay, sis. I understand your stance in life. I understand what it is that you got to do for you and all that. But sis, I got to go to work in the morning, sis. I don't understand. So when you're in relationships with people, when you're in relationships with a possible future spouse, you show up for work whether they show up for work or not, and you should expect to show up for work whether they show up for work or not. Like,
that's what all of the for better, for worse, richer, poorer are. That's what that means. It doesn't mean like just okay when we both poor, when we both struggling, when we both tired. No, there are going to be times where they're going to be completely shut down, knocked down, and you just going to have to carry it all.
Carry it all.
That is what you are agreeing to when you when you yoke yourself to someone. If that other ox keel over, guess what? The other ox still got to be able to pull the plow.
And
it makes the burden lighter, but they are absolutely able to carry it alone
because they mastered singleness. So when you're mastering singleness, you are whole, you are one, you are complete. And so everything that you now bring into a relationship because you're giving becomes overflow. So just in case the other person don't know what to do, or is out of commission or doesn't show up for work, you are still fully able and capable to show up and do your job.
And people, the way you
studying.
And God knows
the way you do your work, the only person that can do your work is you. So people look forward to you coming in and doing your work the way you know how to do it.
Sitting there when you come back, Tristan, believe.
Where she at? Because she know how to do that and she know how to put this together. Where she at? Where she later? They be looking for you. Same thing as a relationship. If you consistent and you saying nice things to that person, and then all of a sudden you don't say it, that person like, what happened? They be looking forward for that. Sometimes that make a person day. They like, okay, I'm looking forward for that person to say you look good today because that's what she used to say it. So it's just sometimes you just make a person day, and that's good. Good enough.
Like y'all pulling my card tonight. I'm like, hold on. Hold on.
Get out the business.
Side of what? Y'all on my side of what? I feel like y'all talking about it. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting through it like,
girl.
That's how you are. I was like, oh, okay.
Every show is learnable moment. Like You learn something, and then you be like, "Yep, I need to do that," and then, "Oh, that's me. I'll be doing it." Yeah.
I'm taking notes. Talk about me. All right, now.
But it's truth. It's true. Let me see. What was the other ones that I kind of like went through
it
today of our
expectations? The inconsistency in us. Like
teach this.
Showing the inconsistency. In me, like, okay, I ain't doing nobody else's job. Facts. Now we all know we'll show up to work like,
come
that
on,
ain't my role. I'm not gonna do that.
No.
Yeah,
we're quick to tell you what ain't our job. Oh no, that's not my job. Yeah,
now the scope of my practice, boo.
But then, yep, and then we bring that home and be like, I ain't supposed to do that. I ain't supposed to do that. But everybody, you supposed to do everything. Like I take out the garbage, I take out the garbage, everything.
Excuse me.
I'm getting on the floor, washing cabinets today.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask one question? I want to ask one question. If you at home by yourself, who take out the garbage? It just sit there, or you waiting on some man?
Sit there, or you waiting on some man?
You waiting?
No.
You waiting?
Oh, but that's what I was thinking of. Like I had this whole trapeze act going on in my head after I was talking about the oxen being yoked and one being able to pull it by itself. That's the safety net for your marriage. If you are a full and whole and stable person by yourself, then when one of you falls short, misses that catch, that grab, you are not falling to your death. It will not be the crash and burn. Y'all not having to claim bankruptcy. Y'all ain't got to sell y'all life, pull y'all life savings and kids' college fund. Y'all ain't got to do all of that, because guess what? You were so sufficient and whole as a single person. You knew how to manage your own finances as a single person. You had your own income that could sustain your lifestyle and your standard of living.
Hello.
And that's going to be a thing, because if y'all are equally yoked, y'all will have the same standard of living.
Teaching sis. If we could just talk about it.
So when you are already in that space, that's the type of person you're going to attract. Exactly. And then when you two get together, everything is an overflow, because one person is already in abundance. Being whole.
Yes.
So imagine two people living like that. Everything is extra.
And they together, Oh, shit. Girl, I gotta go down.
And then you don't have to worry about like,
I gotta go down.
Get your doctor on.
That green is tough though.
That's rocking. I like it. That's definitely rocking.
You hear me? Get
your
doctor on. Yeah, she gonna teach y'all. She gonna teach.
But that's all it is. It's setting your safety net for your marriage. Y'all gonna be skilled or whatever on y'all ain't never missed a catch, but
come on,
stuff changes. You get older. You know, you probably had a burrito that day and look gassy. I don't know, might catch up. Anything can, like, that's the thing, like, be prepared for anything, not just the bad stuff. Be prepared for the amazing stuff.
And I know we're saying that, prepare for the amazing. This may be a kind of a, downer. The next one is a downer. However, it's true. Be prepared for your love not to be reciprocated. Let's talk about
it. And that's absolutely
what you gonna do. What you gonna do when the thing say no, and
that's the hard part.
But that's when you need to check what type of love are you giving. Are you giving conditional love, or are you giving unconditional love? Because unconditional love doesn't care about how that person feels. If they wake up and they on the bad side of the bed that day, they say you butt ugly and I don't want your love. Keep this love. It smells like foot. I don't know, like you not smell like foot. Right, you're not gonna feel no type of way about it. You gonna take your little foot smell of love and skip on off of yours. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be back. You gonna want it one day.
Okay, girl.
Believe me, I dealt with smells and all, just because
that's the truth.
You want to be there. You like.
But I love you, boo. Foot powder, okay? Don't worry, boo.
No lie. Yep. I tried to do that. Put foot powder. I was trying to put doctor and everything. I'm gonna do it all.
Garlic.
No,
seriously, whole garlic clove.
If it's about
garlic clove for real.
I cannot.
And I love garlic.
Stab it and put it in between your toes.
Oh my God, never knew that.
It's an antifungal.
I'm cool.
Even though we're not together no more, but we do have kids together, so I still tell them, like, you know.
I'm cool. That's just dirt. That's too much thing for me. Garlic feet. I'm cool.
Hey, that probably said you smell better than the toe jam.
Hey, it smell like pizza up in there.
Oh my God.
So that's what like pizza.
You want some?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Garlic butter crust.
It's true though. It's like you're saying, Doc. What type of love are you dishing out? And a lot of people are dishing out arrows. You know, everybody's on this romantic type of love, the feeling. But in the kingdom, in love, expect no emotions. It's about a decision. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're making a sole decision. No matter what happens, no matter what, it doesn't matter. I honor my decision. I remember I posted not long ago. I swear, I asked God. I don't mean to say swear. I asked him, and I said, "How do you do this every day?" And he said, "I honor my word." And so we're here to honor our word, the word that we said to him for the other person, the word that we say to him for other people. Because we pray for other people.
Amen.
You know, and so same deal. Like we honor our word. We honor his word, which was really our word that we just kind of gave back to him on behalf of the other person. But that's how you continue. Show up every day for work. Nobody needs your attitude. You're supposed to know how to check that at the door before you get into this stuff. You don't leave your house. You don't leave your house. You know what I'm saying? It's all that comes into training. How you totally leave the crib. How you leave the crib. You don't leave the crib not whole, not together. And we're not saying that you're going to be perfect. You're not, but you can perfectly love. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So, sis, what do you say if the love just fades away the love is no longer there? Like,
tell me, how does that happen?
Right.
How does that occur?
Right.
Oh, no. I mean, it could be several instances, you know, but it's like, what do that person do, you know, because that was their word and they did it. Because I feel like when things are ending, it's kind of hard, you know, because you thinking about all of this, the good times, the commitment. I mean, and I found like it's really hard for a lot of people, and including self. That's with anything, especially within a marriage or a bond. How do you deal with it when you just really feel like you've done all and the love that you've given is not received, and you don't feel like there's no more hope for it? Now what do we do? Like,
obey the law. It's not going to change. The answer isn't going to change. You obey the law. And then you have to also, because the word that like I'm getting is this falling in love. So then fade or
and it's a whole lot of expectation wrapped up in a whole lot of what you said.
It is.
You're in that position where, because we're calling this relationship a marriage, I now expect XYZ from you. You can't expect anything from him. Your expectations are to God. God is the only one that's going to back up whatever he said he gives you. That's exactly what you can expect.
That's it.
Right.
Now you just got to make sure you're that person who's going to receive that. If your spouse not doing what they're supposed to do, that's on them.
That's on them.
Because now their expectations might be a little up in the air at that point.
That's them. That's them.
Yeah, you can't get caught up in what somebody not doing, and you lose yourself and you stop doing what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
You gotta continue doing what you're doing, regardless if that person ever does what you're supposed to do or not.
Exactly.
And then another thing is it gives us, when we say fall in love, it gives us options to fall out of love. See, when we love, it's whether we don't want to be bothered with that person or not. I love you, but go away. It don't matter, because I don't want to be bothered with you. I don't love you.
Stop, sis.
You come in, that means you never did come in with love.
Thank you, sis. That's it. Because it goes from, it's not several things, it's the one thing. Your love wasn't authentic to begin with. Exactly. And that's why it can easily dwindle and fade away. And so again, it's not about the other person. This now takes it back to you, how fraudulent you showed up.
Yeah.
How unreal your
strong light.
Yeah,
you look good on paper. I gotta get this paper next to my paper.
Come on,
so we can look good on paper next to each other.
I got a good resume, but it don't none of that ain't none of that adding up. So
I just feel like too in a lot of marriages nowadays, people are just tolerating people. Like like it looks cool when you come in there, you come in the crib, you like the vibes are here off. And then you find out uncle, they ain't slept in the same bed in years. You like he sleep in a den. I'm like, when y'all used to come in town.
No, people, I just feel
so it's like, again,
people getting married because they think it's a trend. It's just like it's something that's probably like going out of style. I got to do this at a certain time because my friend Susie, she got married, so I got to do this whole time. She don't even want to be with the dude. She just want to be married because Susie got married.
That's it.
You know,
girl,
and it look different.
Proportions ain't even right.
For clout. Anything for clout. It's a social status. It's just to say I got somebody.
It's just say I got somebody.
It's just to say I'm not. For me, I got married to say I wasn't a baby mama. I thought that was the lowest thing in the life. Like, to be a baby mama, it was a stigma in the hood for me. So my whole thing was imagery. I wanted the image of having a relationship, having the two children, the American dream, the cat, the dog, the picket fence. I just wanted what America promised me instead of what my father told me I would get. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference.
Add up.
I promised myself. You know what I'm saying? Because we go to God praying for stuff that he never promised us. And then we come up empty like this, like, but again, you can only expect his word. Please stop going to him for cars and clothes. That's not, never promised you that. Your local pastor did. He never said that. He told you, if you seek the kingdom, seek the right way of doing stuff, I'll add everything you need. You ain't got to worry about nothing. That may not be a roof over your head. That may be somebody's couch. Provide, sustain.
Yeah.
What you mean? That is a roof over your head. Last time I checked.
Lord.
I mean, because even a car is a roof. So you're right.
Yeah.
Another one. Shelter, provided, refuge. I said that's what I would give you. I never defined it specifically.
Your standard of living is exactly that. Your standard of living. That is where you stretch your feet in your free will. Yes. So your need is already met. So now your standard of living is where your wants and your desires live. So your wants and your desires should be something higher than your need, because that's where growth comes in. You have to have a basic, a control line, or whatever you want to call it. That is control. Okay. And if anything beyond that, that's your amount of work, effort. There's a lot of things that fit in that space from this level to the next level.
Come on, sis.
And all of that stuff in between is already set in place for you to walk into based on the amount of effort you're willing to put into each step.
Listen, he throwing to the position, not the player.
With them eyes.
He throwing to the position, not the player. He throwing to the position, not the player. Get there.
Get there.
Get there to receive it. Get there to receive. That's this. Do the hurdle thing. Do the hurdle thing, Doc.
You see that face? That face been up there for a while.
You're killing me with that face.
I know.
That's how I'm over here feeling like I'm not ready for none of this.
Oh my God.
She's sitting there looking at us like.
Yes. Oh my God. But yes, realistic kingdom expectations. But what do you do? What do you do when, for the most part, you've been and the answer, his answer, I want to be clear, because God says his answer is no. And this is something that you want, you desire, you prayed about, how do you handle no? And that's a
if you want it, go get it.
Become it.
They say faith without works is dead. So you can ask what you want all day long, but if you already working for it, guess what he gonna do?
Sis.
Meet you halfway.
Ask and you shall receive.
I'm just saying.
Like I'm telling, and it's in order. It already tells you all the steps and orders. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. And then you knock on the door and it's gonna open. Okay, then. So all of those are action words.
Yes.
Ask, action, seek, action, not action. You have to be acting to get it.
Yes. The active, be active. Amen.
And don't look for your ideology or ideal. Look for his, seek his, and then he will provide that need. You don't know what it looks like. Your job is to show up in character every single time, every moment of the day. Because when you're not, you're questionable. Your question is your double mind that's questionable. Who are you? Who are you? And that's the thing. We have an identity issue. We don't know who we are, so we become and take on the images of everybody else. We take on 90 to just do it all day.
And we've been taking on all these expectations.
Okay.
And expectations limit. So the minute you expect something from somebody, you just limited everything about them. What they actually would have given you had you not expected it.
Yourself.
You might have gotten something way more. Like, I expected you to, I ain't got it right now, but I would say I had a savings account for us to take this trip to do. Like, you don't know what they got going on. Like, mind your business.
No.
Right.
No.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
And exactly, and stop expecting stuff. When you expect stuff and you get something that's still good and valuable, now you don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to make $1 million this year and you make 100,000, guess who's not going to be mad and hungry and homeless?
Come on.
But you mad you didn't make $1 million.
Come on, sis. It don't make sense. It don't make. Come on.
Now you can't even be grateful for 100,000.
Be realistic. Like, this is, oh my goodness.
It's a real topic right here tonight. I guess I got too many expectations. I got too many expectations.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I said.
But what I will say, all expectations aren't bad though. All expectations aren't limited. What happens is we mix up having a vision, envisioning, and having a mature vision or desire with expectation. An expectation should be something that's not defined, that is open-ended, and is flexible and changeable. So you should be able to take that same expectation and carry it with you as you grow. And if you're growing, I wouldn't say properly, but if you're growing consciously, like if you're making a conscious effort to grow, you should be doing this daily. So if you have an expectation and you start out the week with this expectation, by the end of the week, it no longer fits you. It wasn't a good expectation to begin with.
Come on.
Because you've grown.
Girl, let me tell you something. I got one thing to say. The dark is in.
The dark is in.
I swear.
No, because this was the thing that I battled really hard with this for the majority of my life, because I was always put in situations where I wanted to expect things from people and I was constantly disappointed. So when I got tired of getting disappointed, I stopped having expectations, but that was also a problem. So I was in that space where I had expectations, and I was in that space where I had no expectations, and I got pretty much the same result. So I had to look at the type of expectations I had. What were the characteristics of it? They were too specific. I'm trying to describe one particular person, and you can't do that. You don't have the capacity to do that. You don't have the foresight, the vision, the knowledge to know how to. You're stressing yourself for no reason.
Listen,
all you have to do.
I go a step further and say they too specific and too selfish.
Exactly.
Too specific and selfish. Come on now, that's a dog. Absolutely, queen. Absolutely, queen. Like for real. And we don't like to be honest with ourselves.
That's right. That's
we do a lot of relationship discussions, and you guys are out here. You hear a lot of the discussions that people have, and the focal point is never themselves. the point where you can talk about you don't want to talk about you.
Why this happened?
And talk about them, you don't want to talk about them.
That's right.
So you not on this list nowhere, huh? At all?
You ain't on that nowhere. We can't find you. Let me see. Let me see. I bet I can find you here on that list.
To you, around you, with you,
selfish.
but you not okay.
Yeah,
right.
All
Or the thing now that I
demanding.
Find that the people they argue about, you know, the 50-50 splitting the bills, you know.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I'm not, you know, that's a wild one. I remember somebody cut me up because my expectation back in the day, the man take care of the house and the woman, you know, they like, no, that don't apply today. You too old school. Just, I'm like, wait.
If you didn't want to pay the bill,
no, but exactly. But I know where that came from, the man working and stuff, because that's exactly what the Bible did. Yes. We have painful childbirth and they have to work. Okay, so if you seriously, if you marry this woman, you're expecting her to have your children. She shouldn't be, because that's her work. That's her pain. That's her living out her sin or whatever is going through. So if I'm pumping out your babies, you going to work.
Now teach. I'll go a step further. With that. It doesn't mean that she didn't work. Her work was in the home.
Right.
And you go to the virtuous woman, she did everything from the crib.
And they weren't going grocery shopping like that. They had gardens and stuff and all of that. They weren't was growing most of their own food.
Like, for real. No, listen, the work was the home. The home was the work. And she produced and manufactured everything that they would need, everything that he put into her will to do. And that's what women do. It was a thing that said, no, it was Dr. Miles, and he was saying, you give a woman a word, she'll give you a sentence. You give her a sentence, she'll give you a paragraph.
Multiply, baby.
That's the whole purpose. We're incubators. Everything that you give us, we're going to replicate. We're going to reproduce. So again, you're going back to talking about what it is you're putting in. If you're having an issue or situation with your woman, king or queen, you're having a situation with your king, what did you put in? Because what you put in is the result that you're getting back.
Yep, that's right.
You know, it's the result that you're getting back.
And I love
go ahead. Oh, sorry.
No.
I know. I was going to say I love Trevor Noah. He was talking about the tree, and he was saying how, you know, we're actually now noticing that the tree is actually rotted. It's not that it's rotten fruit. It is the tree that itself is rotted. And that got me thinking about, you know, Adam. Adam himself is a rotted tree. And every product is being produced from a rotted tree. Wow. So without proper correction and motive and education, of God's word, that rotted tree is only going to produce that which it is designed to do. Fallen begets fallen. And if you're not putting in his spirit, back in his word, back into our children or even ourselves, we can only expect fallen behavior.
That's right.
I can't stand him.
It is too much.
I can't stand him. That is too cute.
Hanging out with the guests.
You can only expect
he owned it.
What are you really expecting from people besides fallen behavior? Like, for real, like, you tripping.
And that had turned into my only expectation, but then I got fearful of it becoming a pessimistic mindset.
Okay.
Where it's like, instead of just expecting the worst out of people, as opposed to seeing the good. And so I was in that weird space where I was like, at first, only seeing the good, and that got me in a lot of bad situations.
Right.
So then I started to only see the bad, and I found myself very isolated. And so I took more time to try and find like a healthy balance. And that's where the whole thing about the type of expectations came about, was an open-ended expectation. Because it's like, I think about, instead of thinking about the people, the person, the thing, I think about the end goal, the end result, the requirement that I need fulfilled. So if I want a bigger house, I'm not gonna think about the exact house, what it looked like, how many rooms. No, I'm gonna think about, what am I gonna be doing in that house? How am I going to be moving in that house? It's going to be comfortable. It's going to be high ceilings where I can throw a ball or something, and she go run off and go get like what type. Like that's what I think about. I don't think about the neighborhood. I think about how I want to feel in that neighborhood. So obviously, if you want to feel safe, then you're going to be in a safe neighborhood. So I learned to kind of shift it. It's just a minor shift in what it is you're asking for and expecting. And then when you get it, you can recognize it because you're looking at the needs it fulfills. So you're not looking at it like, oh, this is only valuable because it fills all of these needs, but it might be like, I don't know, it has lead paint in it or something like that.
The other day, I was talking to a gentleman. I guess he called himself trying to give me. He was like diagnosed in my life, so I came out damaged, whatever. But he was basically saying like, you should expect like the worst, like in people first. And I'm like, I don't believe that. I'm like, I refuse to let somebody make me think like that. Or I'm like, when I see people, I see them for who they are. Like, you can't come up to me and tell me nothing unless I've seen it for myself.
Right.
I don't just look for bad. I'm not a nitpicking type of person. And I'm like, dude, that's you speaking out of a bad mindset, even telling me to even look, like to just expect the bad to happen first and then get to the good. I'm like, no.
But then with that mindset, that colors his behavior because that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna mess that person over first because they was gonna mess him over anyway. And then the behavior that he doesn't want to get from somebody is the exact reaction he's going to cause because that's what he's looking for anyway. Seek and you shall find. If you're looking for the worst in people, you're gonna find it.
That's what I'm about to say. Yeah. Because if you're not gonna if you come in a relationship and say this person is bad, they doing bad, it's like when they do good, you're not gonna recognize it because you already got in your mind like this person gonna do me dirty, this person gonna do me bogus. So it's like it's kind of like wrong for the other person, giving that other person a chance.
That's exactly what prejudice is. That's exactly how that works.
Yeah.
That's what prejudging is.
That is.
You're not supposed to judge at all. It definitely says don't judge unless you're ready to get judged.
That's right. Amen.
So if you prejudge,
we're trying to cover this behavior. We're trying to cover this behavior as if it's not hatred. I want to be very clear. It is opposites in the kingdom. There is no straddling of the fence. There is no middle ground. It is opposites. And so when you're not loving, you hating. Period.
Yeah.
Actually, the opposite of love is actually indifference. Because now there's a lack of emotion there. There's no type of attachment. Literally like the person doesn't exist. No, not indifference, because indifference is more so like they don't exist. Like if they were burning up on fire in the middle of the street, like, oh, I hope somebody puts them out. Like you don't want nothing bad to happen to them, but you will never put yourself in a position to be the person that they will ever need or get any help from.
No.
Like that, seriously, the opposite of love. And there's people out here that's very indifferent towards people that they don't even know. That they don't even have a reason to be indifferent towards.
That's like is that like saying
it's dealing with folks with a long handled spoon. And you're treating somebody like they're a coat rack. So this is the worst form of hatred. And people think that this is okay. No, it's not okay to be like, oh, I speak to them, but I said hi, but you don't really deal with them. You mistreat them, or you walk past them like they never existed in the room. That is the worst form of hatred. That is not, oh, we cool. That's not, God didn't call you to be cool. He called you to love. And when you're not loving, you're hating. Period.
Man, that's true. Man, I used to go outside and I used to I hope don't nobody see me because I don't want nobody saying nothing to me. Like, don't say hi to me. Like, I never once go outside my door and be like, hey, good morning. I'd be like, God, dog, like, why they gotta say something to me?
Like, I am that person.
I used to be that person. Like, I hope when I go in the store, I don't see nobody I know. Man, I used to be like that. Like, for real. I just want to go in and get my stuff. I don't want to have to stop and have no conversation. Don't ask me nothing. It's just that's how I was.
I'm like, they want me to march, look, cheer on Camila Harris, but I spoke to my sister. She's like, she didn't see me. They threw me off. They threw me off. Y'all, you're not gonna embarrass me.
No.
Like she
No.
see me.
No.
Like
Off
she
rip.
ain't see me.
It's not throwing you, and if it throws you, then it's you. You see how it's still you? It's still you. Like it's not them. It's you. You've been thrown by you.
Yeah, because you decided to allow yourself to be in the space to where they had that type of power over you. You are. That's why we call each other kings and queens and stuff, because we are sovereign. Our free will gives us sovereign from any other person walking this planet next to us.
Come on, sis.
Okay?
Come on.
So once you have really stepped into your power of sovereignty,
come on.
Whatever anybody else got going on in their kingdom should not make your walls crumble.
No.
Yeah,
you should not be letting nobody else come chilling your moat and throw your drawbridge out of place because they ain't got their kingdom in order. That don't happen. That don't happen. So get your boundaries, get them tight, get your moats and all of that stuff. Now it's not saying to keep people out, because there's always a drawbridge. You can come visit if I allow you in. I allow you past it.
Come on, sis.
And then when you were sitting in your tower sipping your tea, and you're like, "Oh, the kingdom next door is burning down." I don't know why I have an English accent. I just felt like it was appropriate for that one.
The kingdom next door.
Right. Exactly. And that should be your only response to that. Not like, "Oh my God, is the fire gonna come?" Don't even worry about
it. That's not. They're not even coming your way. Like the ambulance is not even coming your direct. They're going over there. That's not even your way. Don't worry about that. That got nothing to do with you. So excuse me. Back to recreation.
No. You got your own taxes to collect. You got your own decrees to roll out. You got all of your own business.
Yeah.
Okay. Sit and revel in that.
You ain't got the time. I promise you.
Time.
What happened?
He got him eating time.
He time pies. He is silly.
What is
he eat time pies.
They got him eating Tide Pods. Okay, that is just
that's crazy.
Too much. They do so much with these kids.
What you eat don't make you. Don't make me.
Oh yeah,
Jay-Z. That's right.
Yep.
Don't make
the
me.
homie Jay.
Period. Period. It just don't. Like it just don't. And I'm telling you, we hit solo dolo, folks. Like at the end of every single day. Like if I'm dead serious, if nobody else was here, like still responsible for teaching and preaching.
Yep.
Period. You are still supposed to be. I don't care if you go over to the tree. Hey, tree, the kingdom is come. I don't know. The kingdom has arrived. Make sure you obey. Like, we loving today. Are we loving today? We're loving today wholeheartedly. That's still your responsibility. That's still your whole call. Like colonize. And when he sees you, go ahead, sis.
Oh, I was going to say that's a good question to ask yourself when you find yourself in a conflict or a disagreement or a space to where you feel like you might be becoming indifferent towards somebody, where you really just don't want to deal with them. Like, ask yourself, are these feelings coming from a place of love? If they're not, what would these feelings look like if they were?
Teach. Right. And why aren't they?
Exactly.
Why? It's again, we're gonna go right back to why aren't they coming from a place of love? Because
the love was never
giving you love. He put love into you. Somewhere along the line, there was constipation. So we need to go back and figure out who's constipated.
Yep.
Right.
Because it ain't the word. It ain't the person that gave it. It ain't the person that was supposed to receive it. So where are we having this issue? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, listen, grand show today, Queen.
He is so much.
I see this. You know what? Will loves this show. He loves this show. He loves it. Shout out to Will. Thank you so much for producing the show today. Like, for real, kept us cracking up. Shout out to Laura Ty. We can't wait till you get back.
I know, right?
On your head. We cutting off mics. Nope. Don't nobody. Don't let nobody talk but Lord Ty. We got you when you get back.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
I can unmute, man, King. Don't.
I was wondering. I was like, why would she mute that?
You can't mute me.
You back there pushing buttons.
Oh my goodness. Well, we will be back next week. We don't have to worry about doing the commercials and all that stuff. Like we doing our thing out here. Just look for Rock Truth. Seek the kingdom, like Doc told you to, and it's answers.
That's it.
Comes with it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us today and had comments in the section. Definitely loving the comment. You are what you eat. Don't make somebody else use the bathroom. Listen to me. And exactly. Mind your business ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But I do know for a fact, one thing you can expect is your polar feelings to get hurt if you continue to participate in any activity that you do not know the rules, your rights, roles, and responsibilities while a participant. So you can't expect that. Okay, remove your feelings, man. This is a decision that you
It's like
make.
a roller coaster.
It is. Expect it.
And that big drop. You got to know when that drop comes. And you got to know when the drop comes. And be okay. You got to be
okay.
And be okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, woo.
Yeah.
but that's exactly it. Like, you know, it pays to really take that time to do that introspect check.
Yes.
To really say whose feelings are these? Are these my feelings, or have I just allowed this person to project their feelings onto me because I woke up and decide to enter out into this world low energy with no type of covering? You ain't talked to God at all. You done left your house. You ain't had your coffee and God. Come on now. Get your morning conversation.
Get your morning.
So you can make sure that you are in the space that you are supposed to be in and you are centered. So when you go out and you run into somebody who's not centered, who hasn't had their conversations, who out here feeling however they want to feel. That's the point. People can feel however they want to feel.
Listen,
you can't show nothing about it.
Yes, they do. Yep. Yes, they do.
I don't care how big you smile, how warm your hugs are. If they still want to be in a mess, they can. That's them.
That's
them. You don't have to feel no
leave them to that. And I love how you said like when you come out, make sure your man right. Listen, that could just be you coming out the bathroom. That can just be you coming out your bedroom, and you can encounter that conflict coming in your home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of attacks are on enemy. I mean, on friendly territory.
Yeah.
Right in the house.
The stranger very rarely does the stranger come. Okay, so it's right there in the crib. So you got to be prepared, and you got to pray for that because you want them to be whole too. So you got to be whole. Like I'm telling you, when I have moments. And I'm off the grid. Those off the grid moments are Mary getting reprogrammed.
I understand.
I'm telling you don't
struggling.
Stuff come through. Stuff be coming through. Folks be trying it. Folks
man, look, you be like, oh, and you got to tell you something. I'm reformed. I'm reformed now.
You talk about folks in beer gang. Man, be like, come here. Let me.
Got caught off guard. Do you hear me? Got caught off guard.
Listen.
I was in there one night.
I just congratulate myself like you did good, Karen, because back in the days you would have snapped.
Man, look.
Y'all don't know her. Y'all don't know KT. She's not playing. She sets it off. She regulates.
Yeah, so I just
regulate.
Good job,
right? And that's the thing. You gotta do that. Like you have to celebrate your progress. Your progress is your success. Like you know, you think you gotta get to the big end goal or whatever to be successful. No, the growth is the success. Yeah, as long as you are growing, you are successful. Stop beating yourself up. Stop expecting all kinds of randomness or whatever. The only thing you should expect is that you are going to do the work to put yourself where you need to be. To put yourself where you belong. That's all you gotta do.
That's it.
And nobody gonna mess that up for you. Can't nobody take you out your space. Can't nobody, no matter what they do, can nobody take you out your element. Like,
that's right.
I don't work hard to be here. You can't take me out. I'm here now. Like, I'm here.
I'll be upset because I will laugh extra quick in your face. I will laugh very heartily with a snort and everything. Glasses will fall off my face. I'm so serious. And they will be like hot, red, mad. Like, I'm just like, and I'm over here like, and why is she? But now they can't even do nothing because it's like, now you just look a fool. You just look a fool. And then if you escalate it further, I won't even have to touch you because everybody else is gonna be like, no, she was just laughing, watching. So I'm not worried about nothing. And I carry that energy with me down. I'm not worried about nothing.
I'm not worried about nothing. Like, I used to have to have a last word. I'd be talking and talking. Now I'd be like, when you gonna shut up? Because you can't argue by yourselves.
Exactly. I'll just be looking like niggas still going.
You
like,
can have the last word, you can have the first word, you can have
all the words.
You got all the words.
I don't care.
You hear me?
That might be the only thing I say, and I know I'm like, and I have to wait because I got to see how upset they are before I say it. Because I'm like, I might really piss them off with this. Can I interject? I just want to say, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't even give them that. I don't even give them that time of day. 10 minutes like, you still talking to yourself? Like, I ain't said nothing in the last 10 minutes. So that means you talking to I'm wrong with you.
But that's why I can't get into it, because I'm smart. Like, I'm real smart like that. Like, I'm not gonna take it seriously anyway. And then because I'm not in that space, and it's just like, what? Like, oh, you're serious.
On top of that, I know the difference between a period and a question mark. So everything you saying is just phrases. Those are statements. They don't require my response. So why would I?
And you're entitled to them as well. So
totally entitled to it. So I'm
like, I don't have to agree
just
or
watch it like I'm watching on television. Like, this has nothing to do with me. Like you said, the fight.
And then a lot of times they'll end up telling you their actual problem. Be like, oh, okay, that's why. Oh, all right.
Right. That's it. And you figure it out right.
And now you just found compassion. You see how that works?
You see
how that works? Now I understand. Now,
all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get on out of here. We thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget, tomorrow, tune in with us for Queen.
Yeah. No, because, you know, we all in here tonight. So, you know, because you tie break it up. You know, tie break it up. So, you know, that reminds like, okay, yeah, this ain't our show. I promise. Yeah, I know. You know, he be because you know they be tuning in for us. Sorry. They love you too, Ty. They love you too.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back next week. I'm not sure what the subject matter will be. Ty may bring us right on back with these Kingdom Expectations because he wanted to talk about them. So we may do part 2. I mean, it's a lot in expectation that we haven't talked about or we can the conversations with. So, guys, just continue to tune in with us. Check us out on YouTube, on Facebook. Check out our many groups on Facebook: RockSingle, Rock Youth, Rock Truth, Rock Bottom, Rock Truth Radio, Rock.
Rock Truth Cafe Live. I dropped food in there that we don't do on the show. So even what I eat throughout the week, I'll end up posting in there too. And I don't post the recipes, but I'll say what's in it. So if you can kind of, you know, make it how you want from what's in it, or if you actually want the recipe, I'll send it to you. But,
just say somebody say if you want the recipe, ask her for it so she can give it to you. That way you ain't got to double work, sis. Don't double work. Don't double work. Let them know what's in it. And if you want seek, she already told y'all what to do. If you want it, you gonna seek further. Like
absolutely.
Yes. So we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Love y'all. Peace. Rock too.
Love everybody.
Or nothing. Nothing at all.
Get your duck on.
Plus the consumers. Because I love one thing about watching the Dave Chappelle special, and he was saying, you know what, now I'm gonna go to my real bosses. And his real boss was the audience. And he said, I'm asking you guys who are the consumers to not purchase or participate in this. And so that's the same thing. We didn't as well. We are the real bosses and are the machine, you know?
Do me a favor. On your platform, and again, I'm so humble and blessed to be on your platform. Do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
The same platform that you have right now and what you're doing right now, I don't even think you realize Rock Truth Radio stands for more than just Rock Truth Radio. Here's the difference with what you're doing culturally. You're talking about building a whole bunch of people that's looking at your show and looking at the sisterhood and brotherhood that you bring forth every single show. And it's showing them subliminally, this is how you work together.
Yeah.
This is the bridge you build for other people to cross over back and forth. That's the kind of platform that we need. That's the kind of positive energy that we need. If it's not for your show, how will younger people have first off, a blueprint to follow and something to look forward to, and to say, I don't really want to do the rest of that stuff that everybody else is doing. I need a show that is indicative of who I am. And that's what Rock Truth is all about. So I'm so humbled to be on your platform.
Thank you. And we're humble to have you. And I'm sorry, just one last minute and I'll let everybody else talk. But thank you for that. And just like you said, you stand independent. So do we. We are not, willing to do anything for any money. We're not willing to compromise anything. If we got to put in the work, we'll put in the work before we compromise ourselves and the God that we serve. But we don't need that. We're not here for that. We're here for his namesake solely. And so I'm so grateful that you've taken again the time to turn and see us for who it is that we are. That was I'm trying not to cry, Will.